Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition Firestone Sunglider Golden Lager, 5% alcohol, 16 bitterness units, introduced in April 2025, a very limited edition. This was sent to me by Firestone Walker. Thank you, Firestone Walker, for sending this to me. This is a follow-up review. Here goes the Kansas City Southern Railroad. And this has primary colors of blue, red, and gold. It's a simple can, but it's a nice looking can. Label design. Now this, don't believe it's sold in bottles, but probably on draft in California. This was brewed in Los Angeles, Venice, the Venice neighborhood of Los Angeles. Admiral Atlas Pills. It's the chit malt. Pacific, Victor, and Raw Northern Star Pills. Oh, are also the malts. Okay, yeah. About to say it sounds like malts. Pacific, Victor, Raw, Northern. So a lot of different kind of pale malts there, and Hallertau Tradition and Willamette hops. And Untapped's giving it a B, but there's not a lot of people that can review it because there's not a lot of people that can get it, you know, aside from Southern California. Maybe a little bit Northern California, certainly not in Louisiana. Do I like golden lagers? Yeah. Sure, this one is not using corn or rice. Like yesterday I drank a natural ice. Well, it uses corn and rice as adjuncts, but this uses only malted barley as the malt, as the grain. So we're getting a thick white head and a clear golden appearance. Gold like on the can. Not metallic gold, but gold. Okay. Alright. I let my daughter try it. She thought it was great. My friend David tried it. He thought it was wonderful. So I thought it was wonderful. So now the final can of 4. The finishing review. It's a very crackly head. Taste time. Cheers. Spicy hops. Grassy hops. Soda cracker, biscuit, a barley biscuit. Medium body, dry finish, crisp, clean, and refreshing. The only American golden lager I can think of that would be similar to this, also coming in at 5. Sometimes it'll be at 4.9 or 4.8, depending on the bottling. But it's Michelob original lager, but you can't find it. This is probably more available than that. It's still being produced. They've got it on their website, Anheuser-Busch website, but they've just forgotten about it. Michelob Ultra is all they care about, and that's an adjunct lager. But Michelob Golden, Michelob, there's a Golden Draft Light. They used to have Golden Draft Regular, but that's gone. But the Michelob Original Lager is all malt, water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. And then you can barely find Amber Bock these days. But they've just profoundly de-emphasized those two, which 30 years ago were their 2 flagships, but now it's all ultra. That's fine if that's what people want. It sells, great. No problem, but I think they're missing out on a true classic pure beer, but most people don't care about that. All right. And with the onset of the craft beer movement, there was this feeling that people would care about that. They want pure beer, real beer, or as they had the thing in England, the campaign for real ale. It was a little different concept, not quite a different concept, but the same general principle. But then as craft beer went awry, right, so it kind of went off the tracks, getting away from pure ales and lagers, and going more into either extreme beers, which had very limited appeal, or everything flavored, and which definitely did not expand people's horizons, and then, well, we know the result now. It didn't capture people's imagination, so then now you have this, let's call it not a crash, we'll call it a correction in the craft beer market. They were corrected. This is going back to the original concept of craft beer from 40 years ago, to get away from just corn and rice adjunct lagers, yellow fizzy stuff, but to make a more, not to say handcrafted because they all use a machinery, but like I was saying earlier, a more purified concept of beer. And we can't leave out Sam Adams Boston Lager from the mid-'80s, which was part of that movement. But then now they're making most of their money from flavored iced tea beers. So, and apple wine, cider, carbonated apple wine, food products, cider. So, but you know, it's like if you're putting it out there and it's all off the main plot, like if you lose the plot, then it's lost, right? And then it's like Joni Loves Chachi. Okay, so we're definitely in that post Joni Loves Chachi stage in the craft beer world now. The post craft beer world. But anyway, this one is an A. It's very easy drinking. It's not elaborate. Notice I haven't been describing the flavors because I did. They're very simple, like the cracker, the biscuit, the grassy, and slightly herbal hops, medium body, crisp, clean, and refreshing finish. It pretty much summarizes it. Is it better than your average golden American lager? Yeah. I'm going to go with a 9.8 out of 10 on this one. Outstanding, but a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but what's the price? You know, I mean, you talked about natural ice. That's $22 for a 30-pack at Walmart. I don't know what the price is for a 4-pack of these pint cans. And I know people are going to make a counter argument. Yeah, but is it really that much better than those? Because you score in those in the low 90s, even sometimes mid 90s. And here you're putting this at the high 90s. And I could just hear what people are saying. Big deal. They use rice. They use corn. That's a grain. You know, it's 2 grains. Barley is a grain. It's malted, but the other ones are unmalted grains. So what? You know, people, they tell us eat multigrain cereal. So that's got to be considered, I suppose, especially if people got to buy it. You know, they're not giving it away. But all that being said, I'm glad the company sent it to me. Thank you again, Firestone Walker. And I'm I'm going to still stick with 9.8, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Venice, California, and visit the Firestone Walker Brewery.